Hey everyone! So, now that school is kind of mostly back in session for almost everyone, I think, unless maybe you're in college, I would like to do a how to take notes in a fun, pretty, and functional way. I know, super random, but I think it's super helpful. I taught Scout how to do this, also she kind of learned how to do this, and I did this in high school, and it really helped. So, without further ado, here we go. So first and foremost, decorate your cover. This is an example that Scout made actually. So this one is all surf themed, so when you see it you get happy and excited. Or you can also buy one that is already pre-decorated. So obviously this is a kitty and he is so cute. And so sometimes I add stickers to things like this. The back is the same, only opposite. Look at that little nose. Anyways, so yes, pre-decorated or decorate your own covers so that you get excited and so you can tell them apart, so that like you're reaching into your locker and you're like, oh, I need to get out my history notes. It's always the one with the cat on it. I don't know why that was history. You know what I mean. Next is some general supplies. So first, sticky notes of various sizes and shapes, or page flags if you'd like to call them. Funny shapes, cat, and obviously I have a theme going here, which I'll talk about in a minute, along with my color scheme. This is more of like a highlighter, and these are regular writing pens, and then also washi tape. Yes, I have a theme going here of, obviously, oranges and yellows and pinks. So that is just so that all the notes for, let's say, a chapter are all the same color. So you can go back and find them and be like, oh, this is this chapter really easily. So you don't have to focus on, it's not, this isn't it, they all look the same, so it's really hard for that. So, yes. And any pens will do. You don't have to have anything fancy. These are just Pilot G2s, and these I think I got at Ross Dress for Less. And sticky notes and things like this and page flags you can often find in the Target dollar section, or if you like to call it by its real name, Bullseye's Playground. So I know these are from Bullseye's Playground. I think my cat ones are actually from New York. These are just post-it notes. And then Target often has washi tape. You can also get it at Walmart now, and Staples has some, so yeah. Alright, so for the first thing, let's talk about titles and headers. So I always think your title and your header should be in fun font, nice and big. So let's say time not humming while I do things like this. So your title could be in big bold font. You can say, you know, what lesson it is or what chapter. So chapter 7. Obviously this will be your bio notebook or whatever, or your history notebook, so you'll know what it is, but if not, you can put in the corner, you know, like bio, so that you know. Another fun thing is to put your headers and your titles in fun banners or what have you. So bio chapter 4 due Monday. That way you can look at that and you know exactly what it is, what you're supposed to be reading, or you could write like the title of the chapter, what have you, in this. So that's a really fun, easy banner. Another one is just simply a square, and then you put the little triangles, and then from the top of the triangle, right here, this one. So that's a super fun, easy one. This is easy. Doing bubble letters, or I do really big cursive. I'm bad at cursive V's, as you can tell. Yeah, so those are all fun title header ideas that are just super easy, and writing them in a fun color helps you figure out what's going on. Next, so that you remember what chapter you're on or whatever, so each chapter, let's say your notes take up more than a page, you can put this in and then you're flipping through your notebook and it's really easy to find it because you can see it right there. It's like, oh, there it is. There's my chapter that I'm on. So for each chapter you could have a different thing. You could also write at the very top, chapter 7 or whatever, notes. So that is super easy and fun. Another thing to do with these sticky notes is to put what is important in the chapter on it. So let's say, for example, in this chapter, cool facts about frogs. So then you know, this is the cool stuff about frogs that I just read in this chapter. And then you can easily just jot some things down. Frogs are cool. And then the other thing that's really helpful is little doodles. Another thing for these sticky notes is drawing your diagrams. So if you're in human anatomy and you have to draw some kind of bone or something, and you can label the parts and say what they are, then this is super easy for you to go back and look at and be like, oh, yep, there it is. That's the diagram I learned about. Now let's get into these pens. So this is really fun for like highlighting important things or stuff you should remember, or coloring in your titles. See how big and bold that is now? It's really easy to read and see. And they have two ends, these specific pens, so you can write with these ones as well. This is a very light color, so it's kind of hard to see, but helpful notes or important things can be written in these. The other thing I like to do is write all of my notes that are non-important. So for each, the general rule is for each paragraph that you read, you should have one bullet point. So you read a paragraph and you write a bullet point. If the bullet point is not, super important or anything, I just write in black and say, this chapter, this paragraph was about blah, blah, blah. So I write most of my notes in black, and anything that's important, I write in pink. Now for the washi tape. So your washi tape can be used instead of page flags if you don't have them, or you can write headers on them. Carrots maybe isn't the best example, but you can still see through it, so then you can be like, chapter 7. So you can write on them, you can use them for important notes. Thinner washi tape you can use to underline things, or you can put arrows on things so that you can be remembering what exactly you need to know or what it is. Another great idea is putting page numbers at the bottom of all of your pages. You can put them in a circle or a square or what have you, and doing a table of contents in the beginning of your book, your notebook, so that you can find them again, so that you can flip really fast when you have to review everything or go back to something to take more notes. So yeah, that's a great thing. Another thing is, if you are in the middle of a lecture or a big speech talk thing, you can just take super quick general notes. You do not have to put in word for word what the lecturer is talking about. So if the lecturer says all notes are created equal and you should remember that, you can write notes equal and then a star. You could literally write notes equal, remember that. So you don't have to do word for word. That's a big thing I learned in high school, is that once you get into college, it's very hard to write down every single thing that the teacher is speaking on. So learning to abbreviate your notes in a way that makes sense to you is important. So if that means that you're better at doing big doodles, like this is what the heart is, and you have to remember that the heart pumps blood only to the something. Obviously, I really excelled in human biology. Anywho's, remembering and figuring out your own notes your own way is super important. So if that means page flags, washi tape, fun colors or a theme, page numbers, or what have you, taking notes and doing well in school is very important. So figure out what works best for you and stick with it. If someone judges you for having amazing notes, then they're not your friend anyways, because these notes look cool. Super, super cool. Last but not least, I'm a big fan of Pinterest. If you put in how to take pretty notes or aesthetically pleasing note keeping, it's totally a thing. Lots of things will come up, and there's lots of articles and things to help you. I just thought maybe you'd want to hear my bizarre, weird version. And just so you get an idea of what your notes could possibly look like, these are Scout's finished notes. And here, like I said, diagrams on sticky notes and important things. She used her washi tape for fun. And here's her page flag. And then, still part of the same chapter. And then, boom, we switch chapters. So she has the date, and it's in a new color scheme. And she also did, flag pages when she wanted to remember that section, so that she knew it was a new chapter, just like her top page flags. See, so the non-important things in black and the important things in the pink color. Or green or blue if that's your thing. Also, I wanted to talk about these sticky notes really fast. You can get these at Dollar Tree. They can snap into your binder, and they are a bunch of different colors, yellow, pink, green, and orange. So we actually found those the other day, and Scout is gonna use them for her next set of notes. Alright guys, so that was my note-taking video. I hope it helped and it made sense, even though it was not, actual notes on real stuff. Yeah, and just know that no matter who you are and what you have access to, whether that's lots of money or no money, or lots of creativity or no creativity, or what have you, you can do cool stuff. And if making your notes pretty is not your thing, that's also cool too. It just helped me really learn, honestly. So thanks for joining me, you guys. Blah.